If you've ever been in a relationship or even just gotten to know a woman, you might have noticed that women often express their emotions in subtle ways. Sometimes it's not the grand gestures or overt actions that tell you how a woman feels. It's what she says that reveals her true emotions, often long before her actions do. Men, on the other hand, are typically taught to look for signs in body language, texting frequency, or how often she initiates plans. But here's the truth. What she says is just as important, if not more. Women are naturally more indirect when it comes to expressing their feelings. They rarely come out and say, "I like you," especially in the early stages of getting to know someone. Instead, they drop hints using subtle coded messages that test the waters. This gives them an emotional escape route in case they don't get the response they were hoping for. In this guide, we'll break down 7 key phrases a woman might say when she's developing real feelings for you. If you hear even one of these, it's a strong indication that she's thinking about you in ways she isn't saying out loud. If you hear multiple, then she's already emotionally invested. Let's dive in. Sign 1. I've never told anyone this before. A woman's willingness to open up is one of the biggest indicators of how she feels about you. Women are very selective about who they share their deepest thoughts with. They don't reveal their insecurities, childhood stories, personal struggles, or hidden fears to just anyone. These things are earned, not freely given. When a woman tells you something deeply personal and prefaces it with, "I don't usually talk about this," or "I've never told anyone this before," she's sending you a clear message. You are different. But why does emotional disclosure signal attraction? It comes down to trust and emotional security. A woman cannot feel deeply connected to a man she doesn't trust. Before feelings turn into full-blown love, they begin as a gradual unraveling of emotional walls. The moment she starts letting you into her inner world, she's moving from surface-level attraction to something much deeper. This is especially true if she shares something vulnerable, like past heartbreak, childhood trauma, or an insecurity about herself. She's exposing a soft part of herself that she normally keeps protected. Once she lets you into that space, it's not easy for her to emotionally detach. The mistake many men make here is not knowing how to respond. If a woman shares something deeply personal, some men might minimize it by saying things like, "Oh, that's not a big deal," or try to solve it with, "You just need to do this and you'll be fine." Others may change the subject because they don't know what to say. Here's the thing, none of those responses deepen attraction. The key here is to listen fully and validate her emotions. You don't need to fix her problems or give advice. Just let her feel heard. A simple response like, "I really appreciate you trusting me with that," or "That must have been really difficult for you," can make her feel emotionally safe. Sign 2. I feel so comfortable around you. At first glance, this might sound like a harmless, casual compliment, something polite that doesn't necessarily indicate attraction. However, when a woman says this in a specific way, it carries a much deeper meaning than most men realize. Women are naturally more cautious than men when it comes to relationships. Their instincts are wired for protection, not just physical safety, but emotional safety as well. This is why they don't feel comfortable around just anyone. If she's telling you that you make her feel at ease, that's not random. It's her subconscious signaling that you've bypassed her usual walls and defenses. But here's the catch. There are 2 types of comfort a woman can feel around you. One leads to deep attraction, and the other leads straight to the dreaded friend zone. The first type is romantic comfort. When a woman feels safe but also intrigued, excited and drawn toward you, that's a sign of romantic interest. The second type is platonic comfort, where she feels safe, but there's no excitement or attraction. So how can you tell which one she's feeling? It all depends on the way she says it and the context in which it comes up. If she tells you she feels comfortable while maintaining strong eye contact, smiling or playfully touching you, that's a clear sign she's developing romantic feelings. On the other hand, if she says it with a neutral expression during a deep conversation where she's confiding in you about personal struggles, she might just be placing you in the safe guy category. One of the biggest mistakes men make is thinking that making a woman feel comfortable is enough. Comfort alone doesn't create attraction. It builds trust, but trust without intrigue, excitement, or challenge can quickly lead to being seen as just a friend. Sign 3. Do you think about me? When a woman asks you this, she's revealing much more than simple curiosity. She's testing the waters to see how much space she occupies in your mind. This is not a casual question. It's a subtle way of seeking reassurance. She wants to know if you think about her the way she thinks about you. Women don't ask this if they aren't invested. If she didn't care, why would she wonder whether you think about her? The fact that she's asking means she has already spent time thinking about you, and if she's asking, it means she's emotionally invested. Now, most men think the right answer here is to confirm how often they think about her. But this approach actually kills the tension. Attraction is built on a delicate balance of certainty and uncertainty. If you reveal too much too soon, you remove the mystery that keeps her interested. Instead, playful teasing responses work wonders. Here are some examples. Maybe. Why? Have you been thinking about me? I try not to, but you keep showing up in my head. Thinking, more like dreaming. These types of responses do two things. They confirm that she's on your mind, but they also flip the script, forcing her to admit that she's been thinking about you too. This creates intrigue and keeps the dynamic exciting. Why is this question so important? It's because when she asks, she's giving you a chance to escalate things emotionally. If you handle this moment right, it can shift the relationship from casual interest to genuine emotional investment. Another variation of this question could be, do you ever miss me? I bet you don't even think about me when I'm not around. Or even, I was just wondering if you ever think about our conversation after we talk. Each of these phrases is a way for her to seek confirmation that she's on your mind and that you're thinking about her too. Sign 4. Do you think about me? When a woman asks, do you think about me? It may seem like a casual question, but it's actually loaded with emotion. She's not just wondering if you've been thinking about her. She's testing the waters to see how much space she occupies in your mind. If she weren't invested in you, she wouldn't ask. This question signals that she's emotionally engaged and seeking reassurance from you. Here's where many men go wrong. They either give a basic answer and move on, or they overdo it and become too available. The key is to use this moment to add depth to the conversation. After a playful, teasing response, shift the focus to something more personal, like a memory or an inside joke that involves her. For example, you know, I was actually thinking about that joke you made the other day. It randomly popped into my head, and I had to stop myself from laughing in public. Funny you ask. I was just remembering the way you reacted to that movie we watched. You have the most interesting expressions when you're into something. This not only shows that you were thinking about her, but it deepens the emotional connection by reminiscing about something personal and shared. Sign 5. What would you do in my shoes? When a woman asks for your perspective on a life decision, it's more than just asking for advice. She's seeking emotional guidance. This phrase indicates that she values not only your opinion, but the way you approach challenges. She's testing whether you have the wisdom and emotional depth that might make you a valuable partner, not just a friend. This question isn't casual. It's a sign that she's beginning to see you as someone she could rely on emotionally. It's a pivotal moment where she's inviting you into her world, allowing you to understand her vulnerabilities and see how you react. This question signals that she's considering you as a potential partner in her future, not just as someone she confides in. Sign 6. I feel like you get me. When a woman says, "I feel like you get me," it's powerful. It's not just about surface-level compatibility. It speaks to a deeper emotional and intellectual resonance. This connection goes beyond words. It's intuitive, unspoken understanding. It's the kind of connection that makes her feel seen, heard, and understood in a way that few others can. This phrase is a clear sign that you've broken through her emotional walls and reached a deeper level of intimacy. When she says this, it means she feels a unique bond with you. You are no longer just a friend or acquaintance. You're someone she feels truly connected to on an emotional level. Sign 7. I can't imagine my life without you. This one is profound in its simplicity. When a woman says, "I can't imagine my life without you," it's not just a sweet declaration. It's an acknowledgement that she's emotionally attached to you in a way that goes beyond attraction. In her mind, your presence is now an essential part of her life, and the thought of you not being there seems almost unthinkable. This is an important moment in a relationship as it reflects a deep emotional bond. From a psychological perspective, attachment theory explains that individuals form deep emotional bonds with significant others that shape how they view the world. When she says this, she's telling you that the connection between you is no longer just a passing attraction. It's something much deeper. Sign 5. I want to make you proud. This phrase might not immediately seem like a romantic gesture, but it's incredibly powerful. When a woman says, "I want to make you proud," it's a sign of deep emotional investment. It's not just about performing tasks to earn approval. It's about her intrinsic motivation to meet your standards because she sees those standards as a reflection of her own value as a partner. On a psychological level, this phrase signals a commitment to being the best version of herself for you, not because she has to, but because she genuinely wants to. It shows respect, admiration, and a desire to strengthen the relationship. Sign 8. I feel so comfortable around you. While this might sound like a simple compliment, it's a bigger deal than you might think. Women are naturally more cautious in relationships as they're wired for emotional protection. If a woman says she feels comfortable around you, it's a huge compliment because it signals that you've managed to break through her emotional walls and made her feel safe. But here's the catch. There are two types of comfort. One leads to attraction and the other doesn't. Romantic comfort is when she feels safe, but also excited and drawn to you. Platonic comfort is when she feels safe but not particularly attracted. The way she says it and the context matter. Pay attention to how she says it and her body language. If she says it with strong eye contact and a smile, it's likely romantic comfort. If she says it during a deep personal conversation without any excitement, she might just be putting you in the safe friend zone. Sign 9. Do you miss me? When a woman asks, "Do you miss me?" it's her way of gauging how much she means to you. It's a test of emotional attachment. She wants to know how much you think about her when she's not around. If she's asking, she's already thinking about you and wants to know if you're missing her too. The best way to respond? Playful teasing. Keep the mystery alive and show that you're thinking about her without giving everything away. Here are some examples. I try not to, but you keep showing up in my head. I miss you? Maybe. Why? Have you been thinking about me? This response will keep her intrigued and may even lead her to admit that she's been thinking about you too. Each of these 7 phrases is a window into the emotional world of a woman who is beginning to fall for you. These words aren't just casual remarks, they're powerful signs of emotional connection, investment, and attachment. If you hear any of these, it's a clear indicator that she's developing real feelings for you. But remember, words alone aren't enough. They're just a reflection of the emotions beneath the surface. To truly understand how she feels, you need to pay attention to both her words and her actions. It's in the way she behaves when no one is watching, in the little things she does to show you she cares. If you found these insights valuable, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into relationship psychology and how to truly understand the people around you. Thanks for watching, and remember, the more you listen, the more you learn.